Hey folks, Scotty Kilmer here. Today we're diving into something crucial for your car's health, the PCV valve. You know, that little valve most folks forget about until it's too late. We're talking about 6 sneaky signs of a bad PCV valve that can cost you big time if you ignore them. I've seen it all in my years as a mechanic, and trust me, you don't want to mess around with this little guy. So, buckle up because we're about to save you a whole lot of trouble. Now, the first sign your PCV valve is acting up is increased oil consumption. You see, this valve regulates the flow of crankcase gases, those nasty fumes from your engine. When it's clogged or stuck, those gases can't escape properly, and they end up getting sucked back into the intake manifold. This creates a vacuum in the crankcase, pulling oil along with it, and before you know it, you're adding a quart every other week. Now, some oil consumption is normal as your car ages, but if you're suddenly topping off every other fill-up, that's a big red flag. Don't just ignore it and hope it goes away, because it won't. Check that dipstick regularly, and if you see the oil level dropping like a rock, you know what to do. The second sign you got a bad PCV valve is engine misfires. You see, that messed up airflow caused by the faulty valve can really throw off your engine's air-fuel mixture. Too much air, not enough fuel. Boom! You got yourself a misfire. And let me tell you, misfires are not your friend. They can lead to rough idling, hesitation when you step on the gas, and even a decrease in fuel economy. Now, a lot of things can cause misfires, but if you're experiencing them along with other symptoms on this list, that PCV valve is a likely culprit. Now, let's talk about sludge. You know, that nasty black gunk that builds up inside your engine. A bad PCV valve can actually contribute to sludge buildup. See, when those crankcase gases can't escape properly, they condense inside the engine, mixing with oil and forming a thick, gooey mess. This sludge can clog up oil passages, starve your engine of lubrication, and eventually lead to catastrophic engine failure. Yeah, you heard me right, catastrophic, and nobody wants that. Chapter 4. Poor fuel economy. Next up, we got poor fuel economy. Now, as I mentioned earlier, a bad PCV valve can mess with your engine's air-fuel mixture. When your engine's not getting the right mix, it has to work harder, and that means burning more fuel. So, if you're noticing a sudden drop in your gas mileage and you've ruled out other culprits like a lead foot or underinflated tires, that PCV valve could be the culprit. Chapter 5, check engine light. Now this one's a no-brainer, but I gotta mention it. A faulty PCV valve can trigger the dreaded check engine light on your dashboard. You see, modern cars have all sorts of sensors monitoring your engine's performance, and when that PCV valve starts acting up, those sensors pick up on it. Now, the check engine light can mean a million different things, from a loose gas cap to a serious engine problem. But if you're experiencing other symptoms on this list along with that glowing check engine light, there's a good chance your PCV valve is the culprit. Chapter 6. High idle RPM. And finally, the last sign of a bad PCV valve is high idle RPM. Now, your engine's idle speed is controlled by the idle air control valve, or IAC for short. But guess what? A faulty PCV valve can mess with the IAC's operation, causing your engine to rev higher than normal at idle. This can be annoying for sure, but it can also put unnecessary wear and tear on your engine over time. So if you notice your engine racing at a stoplight, and you've already checked for vacuum leaks and other common culprits, that PCV valve might be the root of the problem. So there you have it, folks. Keep an eye out for these signs and save yourself from costly repairs. Remember, a PCV valve is a cheap and easy fix, especially compared to a blown engine or other major problems. Don't wait until it's too late. And hey, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more car care tips, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. Speaking from Car Justify, reminding you to stay safe out there on the road and keep those engines running smooth.